This is the Immanuel Hour. From the heart of the capital city, we bring you the church with the people in its heart, Immanuel Baptist Church. With our pastor, Dr. Rex M. Horn Jr., bringing a Bible-based message with answers for today's needs. And the Immanuel Music Ministry and Sanctuary Choir under the direction of Reverend Lynn Madden. Join us now for the Immanuel Hour.
10 days from now, a citizen of our state and a resident of our city and a member of our church will be sworn in as the President of the United States. He's been a member of our church since 1980, and during that time, you have known him as Bill Clinton, as Governor Bill Clinton, and soon to be President Clinton. We know that our responsibility of all church families across the nation is to pray for him, as the Bible admonishes us to do in several places, among them Romans chapter 13, that we are to pray, and that we are to pray daily, as I have challenged you and have committed myself to do, and we're going to do that. Surely no Christian people in the world should take more interest in what takes place in the life of this one, whose life has forever been impacted, not only by the election of the office, but I believe by the ministry of this church as well. I have asked the President-elect if he would, at this time, to share a few words with us, a few thoughts with us, as this is his last Sunday with us prior to the inauguration. We do look for him time to time in the days to come as he returns home, and he's going to share a few words with us now, and I know you'll give attention as President-elect Bill Clinton comes to share a word with us.
Thank you very much. On a very cold morning, 14 years ago this week, I came to this church to have the dedicatory service for my first term as governor of Arkansas. Every service since then, for any public office I have held until the one which will be held in Washington next week, has been held in this church. And that is as it should be, for as Rex Horn said, I became a member of Immanuel in 1980, and then I joined the choir. I went by to say goodbye to the choir this morning, and I told them that being a part of this choir is one of the great pleasures of my entire life. I only stopped when the campaign and then my lost voice seemed to dictate that I ought to be out there instead of up here messing it up. I was thinking just a moment ago, if I could sing like Jack Blackshear, I would have been in a different line of work today. You have been my church home. You have been my friends. But most important by far, this is a place where I have come to seek divine guidance and support and reassurance. Were it not for this church, beginning with the bond I struck with Dr. Vaught so long ago and continuing all these years, I think it is virtually impossible that I would be going to Washington next week to become president. And I am absolutely certain that I would be much less prepared for the job. I want to say a special word of thanks to Rex Horn. I'm sure when he came here, he never anticipated all the ups and downs of being the pastor to somebody who was fool enough to want to be president. But he was always there, constantly, in good times and bad, with a call, with a prayer, with a friendly arm. I want to thank him for standing by me and my membership in this church, even when people in our own Southern Baptist Convention questioned his doing so. I want to thank the staff here and all the members of this church for enduring the protest and the spotlight that go with national politics today, and for always making me feel at home here, even in the darkest days of my campaign. Next Sunday, I will begin the day in the home of Thomas Jefferson, and then I will go to worship in a historic church. Thomas Jefferson, having been president, having authored the Declaration of Independence, asked that on his tombstone he have only two things: that he founded the University of Virginia and that he authored the Virginia Statutes of Religious Liberty. Our church, the Baptist Church, has always believed in religious liberty and believed in the constitutional mandate to respect the religion of every American, but to embrace none in the law. That does not mean we should take our values or our principles out of our politics. None of us can or should do that. But it does mean we should bring a great humility when bringing moral judgments to others in public life. Because you have treated me in this way, even when you disagreed with me, I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, for myself and for my family. I ask you now to pray for me. You know the world is still a very dangerous and uncertain place, and our country is mired in deep difficulty. But that is simply the challenge of this time. Every generation of Americans has been called upon to face some challenge. And with the will and help of God, we have endured now for more than 200 years. With God's help and your prayers, I will do my best. Thank you, and God bless you all.